There's no place on Earth quite like this handful of isolated, sun-drenched, mid-Pacific islands. Kauai's beauty has made the island a favorite setting for Hollywood filmmakers. In all, more than 50 box office productions have been shot on Kauai in the past half-century. The British explorer Captain James Cook landed in Kauai's Waimea Bay for the first time in 1778. Hawaii became the 50th state of the United States of America on August 21, 1959. Hawaii is an island state lying in the Pacific Ocean, 2,400 miles west of California, which is about 5 hours by jet. Kauai is called the Garden Island because of its fertile, lush, wild, and breathtaking landscape that is present throughout the island. With its pristine, beautiful water, emerald cliffs, and miles of secluded golden beaches, it is a magnet for filmmakers as well as those searching for a vacation in paradise. The island has over 100 miles of coastline and features widely diverse landscapes from desert-like in the Waimea Canyon to fertile and green in the Nepali coast. The majority of the 60,000 plus residents of Kauai live and work in the coastal areas, leaving the inner island relatively unspoiled by civilization. Kauai's weather is absolutely perfect year-round, with daytime temperatures ranging from the mid-70s to the mid-80s. slightly warmer in the summer. The northeast trade winds provide refreshing breezes. Rain showers usually fall in the evening and early morning hours, predominantly over the mountain ranges. The temperature of the ocean ranges from 68 to 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Sound like paradise? It is. Its rugged interior and spectacular cliffs of the Nepali coast remain wild and uninhabited. Kauai's mountaintop bogs and lush rainforest, deep canyons and fertile valleys, coral reefs and golden sand beaches have been in the making since the island emerged from a volcanic eruption from the depths of the ocean. Kauai is not only the greenest island, but the average annual rainfall at Mount Waialeale is 460 inches, making Kauai one of the wettest places on Earth. The average rainfall on the island beaches is less than 40 inches a year for the last 40-plus years. Rain is heavier in the winter, but most of the time it occurs in brief showers between bouts of sunshine. Waialeale means rippling water in Hawaiian. All this water feeds the many waterfalls, streams, and rivers that exist on this beautiful island in paradise. The residents of Kauai love and respect their land. They often vote in favor of retaining the beautiful landscape, often at the expense of convenience. This is why two-lane highways, one-lane bridges, and dangerously narrow side roads still exist in Kauai. Time has done little to interfere with the untamed beauty of Kauai. Its towns and villages have developed in coastal areas almost circling the island and provide convenient access to its lush hiking trails and uncrowded beaches. Many people from all over the world get married, honeymoon, and vacation in Hawaii. There are many exciting outdoor adventures, a wealth of historic sites, and enough night spots and good restaurants to keep you entertained. The spirit of adventure thrives on this island with beautiful uncrowded beaches and hiking trails. When you visit the North Shore of Kauai, you will be greeted by lush green valleys and exotic food to write home about. Time slows down as you visit these charming towns, pristine beaches, lush green valleys, and beautiful hiking trails. Hanalei is a community that took hold almost 2 centuries ago. Once you go over that one-lane bridge, you enter a gorgeous town in the heart of paradise. Restaurants, health food stores, and small shops offer everything that you will need during your stay in paradise. Practically anything will grow in Kauai, where the golden rays of the sun, blue skies, and gentle rains water the fertile volcanic soils. Green taro grows in irrigated patches in the Hanalei National Wildlife Refuge. Hawaiians perfected the art of growing taro, also known as kalo, the starchy tuber that is pounded into poi. Their irrigation systems flooded acres of terraced fields filled with the heart-shaped green kalo leaves. The Hawaiians were truly the first organic farmers in the Hawaiian Islands. They never used toxic chemicals and fertilizers on their soil.
cut it down and shape it with the heat bar. Then you grind it all down sharp.
Can I get a cook in it?
Oh, sure.
I want to watch you chop it.
Okay, here we go.
Gotta tell.
We're ready to go pretty soon. I'm gonna close on shit. Yeah, Sonny was crying on the job.
Call the wet ambulance for him.
Yeah. Oh.
All yellows though. Like one of them was all good. It's all psyched.
You hit the right,
like,
spot.
Aku. Sure enough.
Shopping for produce at the local farmers markets is an experience that you will never forget. You will find a wide range of exotic foods and items that you have never seen at any other farmers market. Area farmers gather their crops and sell them for bargain prices at area parks, churches, parking lots, or in makeshift tents set up in open spaces along the road. This is a great place to buy organic and non-genetically modified foods. These markets sell the full range of fresh local produce, flowers, and handmade gifts at rock-bottom prices, and present the opportunity to meet the residents of Kauai and see what is in season on the island. In order to really experience the island of Kauai, you have to stop by one of these markets and enjoy the beautiful produce of the island. When visiting the islands of Hawaii, you will find palm trees swaying in the wind, blue lagoons, lush rainforest, secluded beaches, hidden gardens, cascading waterfalls, and wild rivers running through rugged hiking trails. And oh, those beaches, gold, red, black, and even green sands, and miles of pristine and secluded beaches. The possibilities for adventure and relaxation are unlimited.
Exploitation of people, sovereignty.
So you guys are going
sovereignty, it's the last chance.
No GMO! Save the taro, sister, brothers! Aloha! Save the taro! Aloha!
live in serious times. Our national debt is rising. The economy is sluggish. Bee colonies are collapsing. Our healthcare system is sick. We have outsourced most of our jobs. Big businesses are polluting our environment. The government is no longer following the Constitution. If these things weren't bad enough, now we have to fight chemical companies that are altering God's perfect creation, food. Our food is one of the most important factors of good health, and now it is becoming contaminated by genetic engineering and bio-farming. These companies have decided to set up their experimental test sites in the beautiful islands of Hawaii. They couldn't leave paradise alone. The cornfields that are located on the west side of Kauai in the city of Waimea look innocent enough, but they are not fit for human consumption. These genetically engineered foods are harmful to the animals that eat them, but also they have the potential to overcome the crops in the area. Insects, birds, and wind carry the seeds into the neighboring fields and beyond. This is called cross-pollination, and it cannot be controlled in an outdoor environment. Genetically engineered plants are no exception to this. The pollen from genetically engineered plants can cross-pollinate with normal plants. Many of these are contaminating the organic farms in Hawaii. Yet our politicians continue to ignore the people of the Hawaiian Islands. The American people are a part of a large, uncontrolled, and unregulated food experiment called Genetically Modified Organisms and Bio-Farming. Do an internet search. You will be shocked on how our food is being altered. We encourage everyone that eats food to do your own research and come to your own conclusions. Why have these companies chosen Kauai and the rest of the island chain? Because it has plenty of water, 365 days of growing seasons, and is the most isolated place in the world. But what about the people that live there? They don't want to be a part of this food experiment. Most people travel to Kauai to relax, vacation, and eat healthy and exotic fruits and vegetables. They don't want to eat genetically modified papayas, taro, and other GMO foods that are sold in local grocery stores. Because a high percentage of corn and soy in this country is genetically modified, it is estimated that 70 to 80% of processed foods are genetically engineered. Soy and corn are ingredients in so many of our foods today, such as sodas, soups, crackers, and other prepackaged foods. We are truly children of the corn and soy. If genetically engineered foods were properly labeled, no one would eat them. Consumers don't know what they're eating today because the labeling of GMOs is prohibited. Why not let the people decide what they want to eat?
we recognize that these GMO companies are growing on our patented land that was patented under Kauai, Kamehameha III, which is one of my tutumans. That means a great-grandfather of mine. And we own all this land. We already seized it last Kamehameha Day, and they haven't stopped trespassing since. This year, on Kamehameha Day, we will re-seize the land again. This time, we will do it, and we will succeed. Because this is something that we have to stop now, and our children are just getting sick. Our schools are being closed down sometimes because of the kids being sick and the teachers. We've got too much evidence showing that this GMO is not good for our island, and we really want them to leave. And since we're coming from the point of view where we're customary chiefs, the lineal descendants of the land and the land they're using, they're trespassing under international laws. And the county of Kauai and the state of Hawaii isn't doing anything to help us to ensure that our families and our children will have a good life without the GMO, because all of these GMO companies have a lot of money, and they've been paying the state and paying the county and even paying the police and also the USDA, because they're actually responsible for all of this. You see what you're looking at now in these fields? They got USDA department people who work for them coming over here to shoot the birds that eat their corn. And across the road on the other side, on the back side of this camera, there is a sanctuary where they don't shoot birds. I mean, what's the reason with shooting the birds here and across the road they're fine? You know, that's a sanctuary, whatever. But what I say is, our tax money that goes to the federal government, that's paying the USDA, we're not paying them to protect GMO. We're paying them to protect the people. The health department is in on it. The education department is in on it. They wanted to put up a buffer zone around our schools. They denied the buffer zone because somebody's getting paid again. It's all bribing. And I know about it because they tried to bribe me, myself, being the landowner. They tried to bribe me with a couple of mountains that we already own through royal patents from Kamehameha III. And we will succeed because we're the truth on this land, and we're the Polynesian Kingdom of Atuai, means the light of God, and that's what we follow. We follow the truth, and we will bring out this truth as far as it takes us to get rid of these guys, because we don't need them here. Our children definitely don't need their poisoning. It's over for us older guys because we're poisoned to the max, but for the children, we can still save them. I have a 1-year-old, I have a 4-year-old. They're already starting to get asthma. They're already starting to get the sicknesses of what's going on here. If this is ethnic cleansing, then they're committing genocide. Genocide against a race that was here before they came. Genocide against the race that was illegally annexed. Okay? We're no longer illegally annexed. We're the continuation of the monarchy of the Hawaiian Kingdom. We're the Polynesian Kingdom of Atuai. The Polynesian Kingdom was built and was put together by one of our kings, which was Kalakaua. And we're continuing off where our legacy leaves us off to go. And thank you very much. And I'll say more in the next time we stop and see other GMO stuff around. And mahalo. Hello. A little bit about this area. This is contaminated by GMO treatment of poison and insecticides and herbicides. And as you can see, nothing grows out here but their corn, because their corn grow on GMO stuff, which is Roundup.
And this corn is unfit for human consumption,
Yes,
correct?
This corn is unfit for human consumption.
Now, is the pollen contaminating, like you live in this area, is it causing health problems?
Well, everybody getting asthma. kidney disease, cancer, tumors.
Children sick in the schools.
Children's getting all sick in our elementary schools and middle schools.
And they're not listening to you, are you?
They're not listening to anybody.
Okay.
I think they say it's the ragweed. Before they came.
They're blaming a weed that's making the kids sick, but we all know we live around the weed for all of our lives and we never got sick.
So we got to educate the population on how bad this is and vote out anybody that's for GMO.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, you know, even in the United States, they get people getting sick on the corn chips, yeah?
Oh, yes, yes. The corn chips are causing big problems.
You see this residue? All this residue on the ground? That's from the sprayer when he comes around and sprays. You see, not all the spray hit the plant. Half of, or more than half of the spray that they spray goes onto our ground. Okay, and this is, sometimes there's a lot of wind in this area that picks up the dirt and blows it over to the houses that we have around here. And that's where the people are getting sick. Because as you can see, it's all on the ground. They missed the plant, I think.
All this is contaminated.
Contaminated corn. Somebody shooting a pig up there. Either a pig or something, okay? I don't like this stuff go too much on my clothes and stuff.
Yeah. You don't want to get too much in this GMO field.
I feel poisoned already.
You're standing in the midst of a GMO field. How are you feeling?
I feel a little dizzy. My stomach is starting to ache, and I gotta get out of here. Period.
And you live with this pollen, GMO pollen, every day.
And I'm sorry if I kicked the plant down, but
it's a GMO.
It's GMO.
All right. We need to get it out of here, guys. You know?
Yeah, we need to get it out of here.
It shouldn't be here. We can do better with the land. We can feed more people without the GMO.
See, you know? If you look at this land around here, if we was to grow productive organic food, we could feed the world. There's so much land we have here. And food that people can eat. These are feed. These are seed. They give it to the animals and they give it to the corn growers. This is not food for consumption. And that's what we can use this land for, because we can feed the whole world off of this plain right here. If not the world, anywhere where people are starving, we can help. And that's what we want to do, because if we can produce enough food to feed our people on this island, and the extra we can feed whoever else in the world that's need the food, we will produce it. If you hear in the background, you hear guns. That's our people hunting for their food. You know, we're indigenous. We eat wild meat. No GMO in our meat. Not unless we buy it from the store, which we try to stay away from the store, you know, because of the GMO. And stay away from canned goods. Stay away from Spam. Corned beef.
Yeah, really. Get back to the Hawaiian herbs.
There you go. Eat fish.
Wa'au lapa'au.
Eat poi.
No human growth hormones in that meat up in those mountains.
Nope, not yet.
Yes.
Until they start feeding them, because they know, hey, they're eating the pigs out there. Let's go feed them some GMO, so it's still getting their system. You know, what they're trying to do is just lower our population, and it's already low. We gotta
bioterrorism.
Bioterrorism, and you know, to the politicians out there, who's the real terrorist? I'd like someone to answer that question. Who is the real terrorist in this world? The people that ache for peace, or the people that ache for war?
That's easy, bro. Who get the guns? Who has the guns?
Well, it shouldn't be about the guns, because I've had threats from departments of the state of Hawaii that we own the guns. We have the bigger guns. What he's saying is exactly true, because when I started this movement, I had meetings with I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Hawaiian Homes Department of the state, the DLNR department, the Department of Land and Natural Resources. And their idea of everything that we're doing is, you can't do it, we have the bigger guns. And my first words to say to them was, bigger guns? What guns? We don't have any guns. But we do. I mean, they do. And I said, well, if you guys gonna shoot an unarmed man, then you might as well shoot me in the back, because you're a coward. Plain and simple. You don't use guns on people who don't need guns and don't use guns. That answers the question on terrorism and who's the real terrorist. Because they were trying to threaten me by saying, we have the bigger guns. And I said, I don't care about your bigger guns. It's not about that. It's about our children and their future on this land, and to preserve it in the right way so they can have it when they grow up and they're doing their thing with their children. Our nation and our people has been living over 2,000 years off this land. These people has been living off our land for the past 100 years.
More.
Well, a little more, yeah. Well, actually, 1864, when they planted the first cane. Yep. And the corporate entities that was here at that time, they were the same people that overthrew our kingdom, illegally annexed us, and that's why we believe we don't need to be annexed in, because we already didn't get annexed out legally. So our kingdom is running off of our monarchy that existed from 1893 till now. We went underground. They used to call us the Polynesian Underground, because we had to hide, because all of us was being killed because of our lineage and our inherent rights. So in order to stop the inherent owners from coming back to claim their lands, they were killing us. And up to 1947, I had 2 uncles died the same day, buried the next day, and the rest of the family moved down to New Zealand for hiding. So there's a lot of truth in what we represent, and there's a lot of things that a lot of people don't know about us Hawaiian people, and that we're actually really peaceful, friendly people, and we're keeping it that way, and we're going to do things right. We're not going to be like the state of Hawaii and push things on to the people all the time. They kind of ramrod us with all these things, and when we do protest and get against it and say, hey, we don't want it, they do it anyway, because they don't listen to the people. And the Constitution was basically based, we the people, for the people, by the people. Not we the corporate entity with the money do as we please. So we need help. We definitely need help. These guys have a lot of money and a lot of persuasion. A lot of bribery has been going on. A lot of our politicians has been bribed. Our health department in Hawaii State has been bribed. The education department has been bribed by these GMO guys, because they don't want a buffer zone around the school area to protect our children. So all of these issues has to be resolved. We're not the problem, we're the solution. The Polynesian Kingdom of Atui.
Syngenta farm.
Syngenta Fields, yeah.
Syngenta Fields, and I was gone for like 15 years, and I just came back about 3 years ago to this Aina. And I walked around this land wondering what was different on the land, that, you know, I knew something was different, but nobody could tell me. And it took me like about 2 years just living and talking to different people. And I met one person who said, there is something different on this land, and it's GMO. And I went, oh man, what is GMO? You know, and through my studies, I found that, you know, it's genes, different genes being shot into this foods that we're eating now. All the foods, you know, grapes, corn, even using human genes in our food, you know, and trying to see how the food works with certain genes. Instead of using rats now, they're using the corn to experiment on different, you know, different things to either heal us or kill us, you know. We need to know what's happening in our food today. We need to know what is in our food, is it organic or is it GMO? You know, it seems to me like we only have two ways, GMO or organic. What are we going to eat? And what, you know, what am I eating? So we need to get rid of this GMO. It's not supposed to be here. This is our garden. This is, God made the garden. Akua took care of us, you know? And we don't need man acting as God to create something that is not for us, you know? If the bug's not going to eat this, why would I eat it? You know, it's simple. ABC. How we get our food. We watch the birds, we watch the animals. If they eat them, we can eat them. If they don't eat it, why would we want to eat it? You know, and being a Kanaka Maoli, a Hawaiian, indigenous person to this land, for me, I think it's genocide. They want to get rid of us because we have attachment to this land that was stolen from the Hawaiian people by the powers to be, the American government, the British. Well, the British gave back, and we waiting for the Americans to give it back. It's a hard road, but we're not giving up. You might think that it's lost, but it's not, you know. We need to stand. Kue. We need to be more together now, you know. It's a different type of weapon that they're using against us. You know, you don't want to even be in this area breeding what we're breeding right now, but what can I say? Somebody gotta be out there to say what's happening here in Hawaii. You know, we hear about what's happening on the mainland, you know, in the United States, people getting sick on the corn chips they're eating. They telling us it's some kind of ragweed over here that's getting us sick. Well, we've been living with this ragweed before you came here. And I believe it's what you're putting into our ground that's getting our children sick, our people. You know, we need a change. And you need to right the wrong that you did to the Hawaiian people.
Aloha, Barakani here from the Polynesian kingdom of Ato'oi, here on the island of Ato'oi, known as the island of Kauai. My concern about GMO is very serious. It's a very serious concern that's creating a big problem for our people here on the Garden Island of Kauai. And the amount of pesticides they use to keep the corn growing is just senseless. What they're doing is they're depleting the righteousness and the freshness in our water. They're actually killing our water. The gallons, you know, 500 gallons in one tank, they spray all into the ground. And we see these tanks, big tanks full, thousands of gallons come time and time again as they spray our fields.
Just dumping them
These
in our
fields
dirt.
over there, dumping them in our dirt, going into our water system. So this is very, very serious stuff for our people here, especially for our children that's, you know, growing up in our environment, in this kind of environment. You know, just being here, you can smell the pesticide. And that sign there, the danger sign, you know, tells you, keep out, no entry. But this is what they're doing to us. They're poisoning us. All the residues is all over the ground. The residue is all over the ground. The residue is all over the plants besides the plants, the corn that they're growing. Residue travel through air. It goes through the air. The people in the communities get to breathe all this 24 hours a day. And breathing this is not good for our health. When God put us on earth, He put us on earth to take care of ourselves. And He did not put us on earth to see what America's doing to us. America's killing us with the GMO, with the pesticide. You know, with all this pesticide going into our water level. You know, that is really creating a lot of problems for our people here. Not only here on the island of Kauai. It's also creating a lot of problems on all major Hawaiian islands for all of our people. In the past till today, since Pioneer came in the 60s, I believe it was 64, 67, around there, that time. Could you guys imagine all the thousands of gallons of pesticide that they put in our soil here? So it's over 40 years of abuse that they've done to us, they've done to our land, they've done to our children, they've done to our kupunas, who's our elders. And we're here stepping forward to say, America, enough. You know, enough. We had enough. We're stepping forward to let you know that we are the people. I am a sovereign ali'i, and I'm here to let everyone know that we are people of God. And we're here to share with you that America have to look at their good points of things. Don't look at the bad points of things, because they got the cannons that point at us, they got the missiles that point at us, they got all the poisons that point at us, they pour it on us. It's all poured in our soil. For the last 40 years and more, they've been doing this to us. As I speak out, enough is enough. Mahalo ke akua, aloha.
Okay, on this side, used to be GMO fields. Nothing else grows but weeds. And
Because of all the pesticides and the GMO, huh?
these fields, they just cleaned for the first time because they plan on using and polluting this aina over here, this dirt. And on this side, we got more GMO fields.
This used to be drinking water, but now that they're growing all their GMO crops, it's not fit for drinking. And have you had it tested yet?
No, we didn't. So that's why we actually need a lot of help from people that matter to us, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is what the tanks look like.
This is what the tank sprayer looks
The
like.
sprayer that sprays all the poison into our grounds over here. And killing all our food. Our food that we pick naturally out of this tree is now poison. We cannot even eat it.
All for big business.
All for the money.
All for the money.
Take a
This
look
is
at
all
this.
about money.
Take a look at this.
This is watercress and taro.
Watercress and
Yeah.
taro.
This is our natural food
Yeah.
that we have here.
And now they're
growing
GMOing
natural.
taro. How long have they
All
been?
our streams was like this. All our streams had food that we could eat. In here, get the shrimp, the fish, the green. That small green you see is a watercress.
Yeah.
That plant right there is the kalo. That is what we try to keep them from
That's our roots.
owning,
Yeah.
from injecting their poisons into. You know,
Now, what foods are they GMOing on this island? Papaya?
Right now, they're trying to do taro. And then the other thing is corn. Nothing much pretty else that we have here except for probably the soybean that they're growing and the
How about mangoes?
sunflower. No, they're not doing well, maybe. I wouldn't be surprised. There's some mango fields back there, but I heard they were the kind
Well, they're doing GMO mango on the mainland, so I'm sure that they're, or in other countries.
right.
well, that's the takeover. You know, that's what they want. They want to control all the food, and we have to go to them for what we want to eat. You know, when we got it all here in all streams, all the food we need, all
can feed ourselves.
the animals up in the mountains we can eat, which is for me better than what is in the market today.
There's no GMO in our meat in these mountains. There's a lot of pig, there's cows, there's that we can eat, and deers,
Sheep,
goats.
deer, goats.
There's a lot of meat in these mountains that we're afraid they're gonna come down here for eat this, and then we're gonna eat them.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, yes, yeah.
Because we hunt wild pigs and all that, and that's what we eat because we indigenous. That's how we live. We live through our resources, and that's what they're taking away from us. And in our indigenous rights, we deserve our rights and our benefits from our resources, which they're taking away right now. And it's kind of sad because everybody everybody here is just getting sick of this thing, health-wise and mentally. All we can say is we gotta stop this thing, and we gotta stop it now. And if there's anybody in Washington listening to us that can help us, you know, we could really, really use your help, because we're like the hick town. We're a small little island over here with people just like you that can't do anything to these guys, because these guys have a higher authority over them, claiming that they own the land that we have a royal patent on. And being that we have a royal patent on this land, they're growing the corn with the patents they're using, because they're patenting all their seeds, yeah? And what it is we own the corn. If that's our patented land, then we own the patent that they're patenting, and that's illegal for what they're doing, because they're selling the patent off their corn and growing it on our patented land. So we'd like to bring these guys into the International Court of Justice, you know, and even the Hague, because we're a nation, and settle this dispute and make things right, because right now it ain't right. It's all one way. It's poison them, and they can't do shit about it. Excuse my language, but that's what's happening. And we want to get rid of this real bad. Not bad enough to be out there doing wrong. We can't be like them. If they're doing wrong, we can't do it that way. So we want to do it by law, and we want to use the international laws that we have in place for our indigenous people and our indigenous rights, and also the human rights, which consists of all races. We cannot have them ethnic cleanse us, because we're here, we're surviving. We're the last survivors of the Hawaiians, right here. We have a dying race already. Please stop killing us. Again, Ali Inui from the Polynesian Kingdom of Atuai. If anyone wants to get this book, they can get it through the UH of Hawaii, University of Hawaii. It's a professor, a law professor, John Van Dyke, who wrote this book. Has been a law professor since 1976 at the William S. Richardson School of Law and University of Hawaii. Okay. We had some of our documents that I have in this book that they had to check to verify if these documents that I have is authentic. And the professor actually printed out in this book who owns the Crown lands. It belongs to the monarchy, the ali'is like us, the heirs of Kauai, Kamehameha III, who set aside Crown lands for his family. And then he also has lands for the people and chiefs. So if you read this book, this is King Kamehameha III, Kauai, and he's one of my great-great-grandfathers. And in this book, it'll show you maps and stuff of the Great Mahele. I'm sure some of you out there heard about the Great Mahele. It was the Great Land Division that was set aside, and all the yellow areas on this island. This is the big island. This is the island of Hawaii, the biggest island that we have. All the yellow areas are Crown lands. They are private lands that belong to Kauai Kamehameha III and his successors and heirs forever. And that's what it says in his will. So this is what I went through with the Attorney General of Hawaii, and they had no dispute. They don't want to bring it in court because we already own it outright through a will. And these are the other islands. This is Maui. Then again, the yellow sections are all Crown lands. The green sections are all government lands that belong to the Hawaiian Kingdom's government. And it never was relinquished. As far as we know, we carry land patents that are recognized in international law. And this is the island of Kauai, the island we're on right now. And we are approximately about in this area right here. This is about the area we are standing right here. This is Waimea Crown lands. Then there's Hanapepe Crown lands, Kalaheo Crown lands, Wailua Crown lands, Kapa'a, Anahola, and Princeville in Hanalei. So all these properties are private lands, privately owned, and they're trespassing right now. They're growing GMO all in this area on our land. We already seized this part of the land, and they still insist to trespass. Okay, I'm a federal marshal of the Polynesian Kingdom of Atui. This is my badge. Okay, we've been working on this in our kingdom for numerous years. Okay, our people go onto our land and check on their loved ones in the cemeteries, in the burial sites and stuff, and we get arrested. So what we did is we created our federal marshals to protect our people, because the United States, state of Hawaii, is not protecting our people, our rights, our indigenous rights. They take it for granted that we are a small amount of people and that we don't have any power. But when we look at customary traditional rights and we come out as indigenous, then we do have rights, and they have to back that right up, because it's international laws. It supersedes their laws. It supersedes the county's laws, and it also supersedes the state laws. And this is why we needed our own law enforcement to protect our people, so we can have peace and security with our law and order. Furthermore, if you guys should buy this book, you guys are going to see exactly who owns Crown land, because at the time when the state became a state in 1959, 373,720 acres was not transferred into the state in any way, form, or action. It belongs to the Ali'is, the monarchies. It's Crown land and government lands. And if you buy this book, you guys are going to see that we have our sacred emblem here. These are the sacred twins. Okay, this twin here coming out to Kamehameha line. Okay, this twin, Kamanawa Nui, is the Kalakaua Lili'uokalani line. If you guys not familiar, Queen Lili'uokalani, one of my tutus again, she was the one that got overthrown in 1893 and got imprisoned by the U.S. Republic of the territory. Anyway, it's a good book. You gotta read it. It has all the facts and all the truth of what we're doing. They didn't bring this book out till last month because we were going through a debate with the Attorney General and the Governor of Hawaii, Governor Linda Lingo, and they already told me that my claim was lawful because I come back as an heir. I'm a 7th generation grandson of King Kamehameha the Great. Also, I'm a descendant of Kalakaua and Lili'uokalani, being from Kamanawa Nui, from this line here, Aipolani himself. And this is who we are, and this is our genealogy for who we are. And it says it in this book, and it has pictures of all my tutus in here. If you guys heard of Kamehameha schools, Bernice Pawahi Bishop, that's my tutulere. Okay, the beneficiary for that school, for the Kamehameha States, was Rose Pauahi Nakaihiki Wahine. That's my great grandmother. And during the overthrow, she never came about to get her land because they took it away illegally through an annex that was illegally annexed to them.
I'm here to support this ali'i that you've been listening to. My name is Andrew Kabibi. My ohana is Kaninau ohana, Simeona ohana, and Mahuka ohana. In our family, we have some heals that, you know, I cannot even go to right now. And maybe one day I can. But as our ali'i stated, they are marshals to watch over us, the people, and to protect us, you know. And these marshals, they run around with no guns, you know. We are people of aloha. Why would we bring out guns to protect our people, you know, when we have the spirit of aloha, the love of God, and what He did for us? You know, we're a peaceful nation. We're not here to make trouble. We're here to claim what is rightfully ours,
Exactly.
and, you know, stop the genocide of the indigenous people. You know, if we'll zoom in behind me. Behind me is a military base that is part of the Star Wars that you've been hearing about. You know, it came. You know, every time they put a missile up from this base, all that fume that come off of that missile is affecting our land, our island, our fish out there. You know, our sand crabs. You know, our people. You know, and to you know, we need to stand and be the people that we are, the people of Aloha. We don't need these guns. You know, and I'm sure there's a lot of you out there that feel the same way as we do, you know, and you're the people that we want on our island, you know, to support us, to be part of this, what we have here, you know, not the people that come with their guns and try to rule over us and, you know, buy us out, you know. So we just call you congressmen, call your people out there, you know, Hawaiians in the United States. You know, we're here to stand. You don't have to be running away, you know.
Come home.
You can come home. We're here to get the land back, to get everything back in the spirit of Aloha. You know. You know what that is. And you people out there that know the Spirit of God, you know, we plead to you. Pray for us. Pray for our ali'i, that he get the wisdom and the knowledge that can take us to where we need to go. You know, and I pray that the Spirit of God protects him in everything he does, you know. So that is how I feel personally.
Because when I first came out to represent our kingdom, what it was is I was going to our heiaus, which is our churches that we had all over these mountains, and we were trying to restore them and close some caves that were desecrated by taking away our belongings from our tutus, which is our grandparents and parents and aunties and uncles, from their caves. Because the ali'is, they were buried in caves. Unlike the commoners, they were buried in the sand dunes. And being that we were ali'is and we had caves, people went up there and look around for the caves and open them up and desecrate it and take all the artifacts and sell it to museums all over the world. And I mean, if you look back, that mountain right there, you know, that right there, we used to have 100-foot canoes in the caves. All the canoes are gone. They're in museums all over the world. These were canoes that brought us from Tahiti to the island of Kauai, Atui. There were canoes that brought us from New Zealand to Kauai again. Canoes that brought us to the Big Island. Canoes that brought us to the whole Polynesian Triangle. And they're gone. Everything. They even took the rocks that the mountain, they let's just say they desecrated and they ripped out a portion of that mountain, which is maybe, like, I would say 300 yards of caves that we had all of our canoes. That was the canoe graveyard. And we had one more. It's up around that band over there. And the military took out all our canoes from the caves, and we don't know where they brought it, and we don't know what they did with it. But we know now that they have ammunition, rockets and missiles and stuff stored in our caves. We had 4 huge caves which are 150 feet or more deep into the mountain that we used to store our canoes and stuff in that one too, and they're all gone just like that other place. I mean, we had so much desecration go on here for the past 115 years that we actually gotta get this straightened out, because it's too much they're doing to us that actually is. That's the part of the mountain where you're looking at, where they dynamited and they actually took out all that part of the mountain. It's over 300 yards wide and about 200 yards, 300 by 200 at least. They've been selling the rocks off of that. They made a rock quarry out of it, and they've been selling the rocks because when they made the rock quarry, they took away the evidence of what we had there and what was stored there. Because now we cannot even say what it was because it's all gone. If you go into these valleys, you will see that these are all sacred valleys, and this is considered in the state of Hawaii as burial sites under the Preservation Department of Land and Natural Resources. So we had too much desecration go on our land and in our culture and also our livelihood. Free Kauai, free us already. We need it. We in dying need. Our children needs it. If you guys, anybody who cares about what we're doing, we need help. We have a non-profit organization. It's the Polynesian Cultural Fund, and we're using this money to restore our burial sites, heiaus, which is our churches, and anything that we can do on the land to bring back food to our people that are organic, and anything we can do that is positive. That's what we're about. And we'd like to help our people out so much that we need everybody's help, and we need your help. Whoever watching this, we need your help. We're in dying need. We had enough, and please God, let help come to us now. Because if you politicians listen to this, we respect you, but you have to respect us. You know, it's a mutual thing. We both gotta come together and make a decision, and the right decision is gonna come from the customary chiefs of the islands, because we believe that that's who has the oversight under the nation's charter with the United Nations. It's an oversight. It's like Samoa, Tonga, Fiji. They get oversight over there over the governments, because when they want to build certain place and there's a burial site, the customary chiefs of that land say, no, you can't move it over there. You know, move it somewhere where you're not going to be damaging any cultural sites. And right now, we just served a paper to not build a house on 30 graves. That's in Wainiha on the island of Kauai again. And our marshals served this paper to the Planning Commission of the County of Kauai. And we asked them very nicely to stop building on our burial sites and don't dig up the 30 graves that they want to dig. Because what they do is they dig up the 30 graves, they dig a hole and they bury everybody in one hole. And that's not right. It's like digging me up and burying me with somebody else when we're all individual people. And also, that's a cemetery. That's not a burial site anymore. 30 graves is a cemetery. And let me let you know now that anywhere in the world, if you do that, what happens? If you do it in the United States, what happens? That's grave robbing. You know, that's desecration and grave robbing, and I mean, we don't need that here. We had enough.
This is the life of our land.
Right there.
And Monsanto Pioneer has destroyed it. You could at one time drink this water right there, right from this ground.
But now we scared.
Now you cannot. Now we cannot even drink this water. The fish cannot even live in here. this is the true life of the land. And we are the keiki o ka aina that's supposed to take care of this. Enough talk. We get people who go do it now, and I'm supporting.
Aloha, Susan. Thank you for your help with us and going with us to our GMO fields and getting the word across somehow to the people in DC and all over the country. We really appreciate your help and your mana'o that you share with us, which is the knowledge that you know about GMO, and we're interested in learning more, and our people is all with us, and we all agree on the same thing of getting rid of GMO.
Too bad you married, man.
Yeah, too bad.
Keep you here. But thank you for coming, and like brother said, sharing. Hopefully you can do the work that probably everybody around this world is trying to do, get rid of GMO. We don't need it in Hawaii. Our food is good here, and we know what to do to keep it going, So hopefully you come back visit with us, and people out there, we support you and your cause. Thank you again. Aloha. Mahalo.
Right. Sister, I just wanted to say mahalo. And getting back to agriculture, we do have an advantage because we can grow and harvest all year round because of the type of weather we have here. And mahalo again. God bless to everybody. Aloha.
Yeah.
Aloha from the beautiful island of Kauai. Tomorrow we're leaving and I'm very, very sad, but I will return next year for another adventure in this beautiful island of Kauai. So aloha and mahalo to you, my friends.